Goal scorers thus far, Michael Hartman opened the scoring for BAA. Tajay Smith equalized for Dandytown, and Jason Simons with an own goal gave BAA the lead. We want to mention very quickly here the many sponsors involved with this 15th annual Kappa Classic here. Tokyo Millennium Re Limited, Renaissance Re, Catlin Bermuda, Axal Group, Ace Group, Bank of Bermuda Foundation, Tele Bermuda International, TBI, Butterfield and Vallis, Atlantic Medical International, AMI, Department of Youth, Sports and Recreation, the Bermuda Sport Anti-Doping Authority, Deloitte, Fidelity International, FIL, Burgess Electrical, Orbis Investment Management Limited, yes, and it's more to come, Mode Transportation, Digicel Bermuda, Bermuda Cablevision, Zurich International Bermuda, Oil Insurance Limited, Electrical Supply International, and East Telecom. So we would like to thank each and every one of the sponsors involved with making this possible for our youngsters to display their talents and, of course, backing the well-organized machine of Kappa. And right now, back to our main match, and as we stated earlier, joining us for this third final of the year is Macy O'Dill.
Thank you, Mike. We should be looking. This looks dangerous. Campus taking a while. One thing I've noticed about our football, when we're done, I don't see our players changing pace, their urgency. They more so have urgency when they're up versus when they're down. So that's something that's got to be recognized throughout our football. And it's not just one team; it's all the teams, that I've actually noticed it. And the philosophy of it is when you're down that's when you should change your urgency. You should be doing things quicker, getting the ball quicker, because you want to get back in the game. When you're up, you need to manage the game and control it a little bit more. And this could be a dangerous free kick. See, and just look at the movement that Smith just did. He knew that play was there. He left his forward position and he got there. Smart movement. This could be confusing if he could get it on target. Straight into the wall. The Wolves did the job. That one whistle crossed the goal without anybody being able to touch it. That's in the fine Smith again. He's took a check. He knows he could turn, and he cuts inside of him because he takes that little quick glimpse. He's gave that one away. I just love watching him. I love watching him play. But like all the great players, they come with an attitude. They come with the attitudes of the Maradonas. They come with the attitudes of the Cantonas, and they get difficult to manage. We had him in the national academy, but it's certain other areas that he's got to pick up before his parents let him back at the national academy, and quite rightly so. But we would like to have him back at that national academy because he's got a talent that Bermuda loves, that football loves, and that's Smith we're talking about there. But we as parents, we as coaches, and the society and at large, have to do our part to help manage these boys, help manage their potential. And hydrated enforcers on it. They played it back. I would say Dandytown is actually embossing the game a lot more. And Smith won it again. He's going through two. That crowded him. They need two to get to him. This could be dangerous for counter-attacking. And Mendes is there. Mendes collects cleanly. Dandytown seem to be playing the ball from back to front. I think with their skill, if they work the ball a little bit more and work the ball more into Smith, they could be a little bit more effective. Smith's got a problem. He's limped off. He's took a knock in the groin. He's Dandytown without having himself. That could be a problem. He's took a little knock on the groin. This could be a problem. Because with Smith could go their hopes. With Smith out, they're good go their hopes. And that's Mike. That's where you talk about the fitness, the injury. That's where the fitness and the taking care of his body is going to become important. I think he just took a knock in that area that he needs to protect a little bit more, that private area. But he'll be all right. I see him just stretching him out. He's just got to get across that. His family jewels. And it's two. And it's two. I told you. And Jason, he knew he had to make up. He knew it. He just knew it. He knew I gave up that girl. I have to make amends. And that's the type of players these guys are. That's the type of players Jason is. I'm watching him, I'm studying. He knew.
You called it, Maceo. You called it. You said, as a matter of fact, we've seen that twice today from Tajay, who missed 1 or 2 shots. You said he's like beat Packy. Yeah. He comes back with a vengeance. And now we see it with Jason, who gave up a goal, and now he's put his team on level terms 2-2.
You know, Mike, as I study our Bermuda football, and I even go to players like Nicky Rouse, Dandytown actually produces these very mentally strong players. You know, it's a history of producing those mentally strong players that can come from being down, come from adversity. Challenge it is now keeping these mentally strong players disciplined. Yeah. Keeping them disciplined, and that's the job of all of us, to keep these type of players disciplined, because they have such character, such a mental character, you know, to come from adversity in this game.
Yeah, and I want to add here that Jason Simons, he's a center back, but he can get up and score for a corner and get back. So he's versatile and reads the game well. Here we see him taking a free kick.
And Smith is back on the field. It's back on the field again. Dandytown chooses to play the ball forward. I think they're just a bit of I think they can, you know, for me, if they work the ball a little bit more, you know, with the technical abilities of some of the players and getting the ball worked into Smith, you know, that could work a little bit better in their favor. At this time, I know it's a final and it's about the result. You know, they're going from back to front, but they have the players to control this game. They're actually bossing the game most times. You know, they have players with serious character, and there's Zulstan. They have players with what I call serious passion. They do have passion, but with passion, you have to learn how to control it.
I'm also watching this Anishe Zulkazi. I'm liking what I see in him too. His determination.
Yes, Mike. He's got pure determination. He definitely has pure determination. Again, the loft, another one for it. You know, and they're looking to crowd the goalkeeper to Andrew. And just watch Andre. Andre is a little bit quiet, but we call him Loopy in the National Academy, and I have a good joke with him. He looks like he's had his medication this morning because he's keeping calm. Usually he has to get mad. When he gets mad, he plays with such fire. You know, but he looks like he's keeping quiet, so he's working on him. Boots, right? Green boots. So we call him Loopy in the National Academy. He's keeping quiet and keeping himself in the game because he's another player with pure passion and pure determination. You know what our country actually needs, Mike? Because I look at the little girl, Zadia Wilson, that's away in England in gymnastics, and immediately at 13, she has a sports psychologist. She has a sports psychology at that early. Immediately, the program that she's a part has sports psychology, and that's actually needed, especially for these type of boys, you know, controlling their passion, controlling their emotions, you know, controlling their desire. You know, that's about psychology, and I think it's by time that programs in Bermuda we start, and coaches even start moving to understanding those parts of the game, controlling that energy, controlling that passion. You know, how to take that energy and turn it positive rather than negative. You know, because they have it and you're not going to take it from them.
Yeah, and then what we're finding here at the national level, when someone's 20 plus, you try to implement them, and it's like teaching an old dog new tricks, and they just won't roll over.
Yes, and you're exactly right.
So started earlier.
Yeah, you started at these ages. You start, you know, the psychological training that desire how to impact, how to react positively rather than negatively. You know, and not take the passion and the fire out of them. You know, Samuel Ito had a famous quote one time: if you take the fire out of the man, you take the man himself. So you want that fire in him. You want that aggression. You want that passion. But how do I learn to control it? I mean, some of us would, you know, I have a good joke with my friends, the Jenningsons, the Kevin Jennings and the Keith Jennings, you know, they're the nicest guys away from their field. But once they cross that white line, something happens to them. Something happens to them once they cross that white line. It's like that white line does something to them, but we have to learn, and even myself growing up, how do we learn how to control that and use it positively?
Controlled aggression and turning it into positive energy.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, so we're still tied all 2-2 in this under 14 boys final after Maceo Dill gave us 5 minutes of psychology there and how he would like to see some of the youngsters going to a system. And fair analysis by Maceo. I have no qualms with that. But now back to the business at hand here. It's 2-2. Who wants it most? We look at the clock, the time in the second half here. And we're 4 minutes remaining. So what's going to happen here? Well, deadlock 2-2. Here's Jason Simons, a wealth of talent, someone to watch. Turns it inside very quickly. There is Aniche. Here's your man in the center, and he doesn't really get a hold of that one, but Tajay Smith finding space at the top of the arc there as BAA quickly counter on the far side. Omar Wilson. It'll be a corner kick for the green and white. Coming forward is Link Smith, the center back. He's going to add some punch up front. Referee Ray Jones. There's the corner kick. Oh, headed out there by number 3, Christian Henry. BAA now just in front of us here is Michael Hartman, the goal scorer, the first goal. But look who's countering now. He's going forward. Oh, wide of goal, but Jason Simons running down the center of the park has one, but well to the right of the goalkeeper, Andrew Kemp. Goal kick BAA. Must be just under 4 minutes now. Kemp going long, looking for Jacoa Thomas up front. One bounce. Cleared there by Link Smith. Goes to the big man down there, Jason Simons. Also working on the touchline over there is number 13 for BAA, Omar Wilson. There's the throw in quickly into Tyree Robinson. Hustling for possession now in the center. Jacoa Thomas lays it off there for Tyree Robinson. Oh, good action by Manders, the goalkeeper. Excellent soccer here for these under 14 finalists. It's a corner kick for BAA. Jacoa Thomas sends it low and into the netting. Needs to get the ball into play. Anything could happen on the field there, Maceo. Just can't afford to waste those opportunities. Short kick by Jaden Porky Manders. Oh, you can see what they're trying here, this long ball. And they're trying to get Rai Arison onto it. He's a bit tall, so see if he can slip it past Andrew Kemp. But here's BAA again. Tyree Robinson. Oh, good action there also by Jacoa Thomas as Michael Hartman is unable to keep it in play.
And here's what I say about Dandy Town's mental capacity. They know they only got 7 players, but it doesn't bother them. And they've probably been through this whole tournament with seven players or whatever. It doesn't bother them because they're soldiers. They have that soldier kind. I mean, you look at Nicky Wells, he went 8-9 games, but you know what? He knows he was going to score. I've watched him play in England, and again they're going forward a little bit. I've watched Nicky Wells play in England. When I got there, he had gone maybe 2 months without a goal. He scored the game that I watched him, but he has that soldier type of attitude, man. He does, and they have a history of producing that type of player. Yeah. Again, it's getting down to crunch time. No team really wants to make a mistake. So, even BA is going away from their pass and move game, and they're launching the ball forward. But they got Richardson on the field. He's the Richardson, to his credit. Richardson is actually an under 12 playing in the under 14 league. You know, so they bumped him up a lead because he's a regular under 12, to be honest. So he's getting a little piece of it. Yeah.
I can see that Diego Flacky Richardson is on now, up front for BAA. Reminds me of that, what would it be, his grandpa, Flacky?
Yes. And according to my clock, that's time.
That's the whistle.
And that's it straight on. And so we're going straight into the dreaded penalty kicks. Now this is where it's going to get interesting. This is where it's going to step up. This is where the nerves are going to come in. At this hour, we take 3 penalties. I'm thinking that Dre, Smith, and Jason that Danny Tom's going to pick. This is going to be interesting. I know Manders personally, he hates these penalties. He's had to face it a lot of times. But you look at the 2 sizes of the goalkeepers. You got Kemp there. He's a good size. You know, he's got good technical ability as well as Manders. But again, Manders is a younger keeper as well. He's actually an under 12 player playing in the under 14 league. See, this is where this courage comes from. They have this type of courage there, man. But we'll see how this goes, Mike.
Oh, well, here we go. You want to take it through? We're going to start it off with Tajay Smith for Dandytown.
And they're sent their main guy up for the first one. They're sent him up. Bravery. This is what you call bravery. And it's saved. And it's saved. And Kemp saved it again. I think from the goalkeeper perspective, just because Kemp's size, he has the advantage over Mendes at this time. Kemp looks a towering figure in that goal. And Mendes is yet to go, and he will grow, but he's got great agility. He's trying a little psychology game, Mendes. He's up against Williams. He stirred Williams down. He's got back on his line. He's trying a little psychology game and his.
This is Link.
This is Link Smith. He looks confident. He's Herminia, and he stalked it. He made no mistake. And here's Jason, and he knows he has to score. Here's Jason. The keepers want, but they would know each other. They know Kemp. Kemp's got good technical abilities, good size. He looks a towering figure in that goal. He's bouncing. He's trying. He's got his spread himself there. And Jason talks it. He makes no mistake about it. Koa Thomas is coming forward now. This is the lefty. This is the lefty. Mendes is just looking. He's eyeing him down. He's trying to figure out which way he's going. Referee's just sending him back on his line. Score's trying to hurl his nerves. And Mendes got one. Mendes has got one. That would do his confidence a whirl ago because he's had to go through a lot of penalty shootouts in his short career. This is surprising, Mike. This is really surprising. I would have thought Adre Moore would be the next player to come forward.
But it's Krishan Henry.
But it's Henry. Oh, you have to respect it this time. One thing about penalties is about who feels it at the time. So he's looking. Kemp makes himself big. And Kemp's got it. Kemp's got it. That really did surprise me, Mike. And Dre Moore is a known penalty taker. Now it's Omar. This is the decider because there's 3 penalties. This is the decider. If he scores, they win. If they score,
it's still 1-1 right now.
But this is his last one. Danny Town's already had 3.
Okay, this will do it.
And he looks like he's concentrated. And a starter step, and it's a goal. It's over. BAA are the under 14 Kappa winners. It's a goal. Mendes takes these things very, very hard.
2-1 penalty.
Yeah.
Did you see that professional starter step?
That's just professional starter step. Got Mendes off guard, and he slotted it home. Danny Tom, when it comes to penalties, they're like England. they're like England. They just can't prevail when it comes down to penalties. Poor Jaden. But again, I believe this is what builds this mental toughness that they show.
But that's it. Yep. You're listening to commentary of the 15th Annual Kappa Classic on Channel 82. And it's brought to you by Tokyo Millennium Re Limited, Renaissance Re, Catlin Bermuda, XL Group, Ace Group, Bank of Bermuda Foundation, Tele Bermuda International TBI, Butterfield and Vallis, Atlantic Medical International AMI, the Department of Youth, Sports and Recreation, the Bermuda Sport Anti-Doping Authority, Deloitte, Fidelity International, FIL, Burgess Electrical, Orbis Investment Management Limited, Mode Transportation, Digicel Bermuda, Bermuda Cablevision, Zurich International Bermuda, Oil Insurance Limited, Electrical Supply International, and East Telecom. And you're watching it all on Channel 82.